Yeah,
Should we go ahead?
yeah, I started recording.
Okay, sure. So, usually we'll go for a quick revision of the topics that we covered earlier. Maybe if we start with variable by writing, it would take time. So I'll just quickly give a glance. We started with variable, data types, data operators, conditions, and then with loops, and then we reached to array. So arrays, we were just discussing single dimensional array and multi-dimensional arrays, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So, sorry, you guys have already started practicing. I could see all your responses in the group chat. It's highly appreciated, guys. Please keep the momentum. Please do practicing as and when as and when you have time. Please do practice it. Okay. Loops also we discussed, like for loop, we have while loop, we have do while loop, we have extended for loop. So anybody has still questions on this loops? Have you guys done enough practice on all the loops?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Who is it?
Indira, sir.
Yeah, Indira, tell me.
Sir, can you explain the extended loop, how it internally iterates?
How it internally iterates? Sure.
Yeah.
1 second, Indira, let me get my mouse. Otherwise, I cannot use the paint properly. Okay, give me a
Okay.
second. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Indira, you asked about the for loop, right?
Extended
Extended
for,
for loop. Okay.
yeah, iteration.
Understood. Okay. Let me explain that. So you understood the concept of array, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say we have an int of array here.
Sorry,
We'll
my
take,
screen is not visible.
okay, sorry.
Okay.
So int of array marks equal to, as we all were discussing, 80, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. Okay, we have array which holds these values, integer values. Till here
Yes.
you're okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm writing extended for loop to iterate each of this value. Okay, since it is an array, I want to iterate each value of this marks and then print that individual value. That's what I'm gonna do it. Now for extended for loop, I'm simply gonna write for, okay, int x of marks, int x of marks. What is marks here? My array.
90, 70, yes.
Yeah, int
Yes.
x of type marks. So here what we are doing, each content will be stored in x one at a time. First iteration 90, second iteration 80, third iteration it is 70. So basically when I say marks, in marks I'm storing 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. So I know that 90 is it a integer or decimal?
Integer.
90 is integer. Okay, 80 is again integer.
Yes.
So for writing for loop, extended for loop, first I define, okay, my all values are integer, correct? Now first I'll define integer, then I need to declare a variable for integer x. What is this x? This basically, this x is of type marks array. X is of type marks array. X is of type marks array. So simply, so whenever this loop happens, here I'm not writing I equal to 0. I'm not using I equal to 0, I less than or equal to marks dot length. Okay, and also I plus plus. I'm not doing any increments. I'm not doing any condition checks. I'm not initializing any variable with the 0 and all. Why? Because my for loop already knows what the content is, which is marks. For loop, my for loop already knows now, which is marks. For loop already holds the entire marks variable. Variable is having multiple values is array, right? So those all values is already under the control of for loop. So when I say int x of marks, it will automatically do the for loop. It will automatically iterate number of values, the number of times it's going to iterate is equal to number of values inside the marks array. How many values it is having? 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. It is
5.
having 5 values. So for loop knows that
5.
marks is having 5 values. So for is going to iterate 5 times. Okay, for is going to iterate 5 times now. Okay, so inside the marks, let's say if I simply do SOP system.out.print x, just tell me what that x will print now.
5 values, 90, 80,
1 by 1 it
60,
will print. One by one
yes.
it will print. So we are considering the content now. We are considering the content of an array while doing for each loop. Let's say if the same is like strings, names. Similarly here, Hem, Chandu, or someone names will, if you give it like that, see, it will consist like it will contains like the content of the arrays. So basically by default for will understand, okay, names is an string array which will have this many values. So automatically what for is going to do, those many values it automatically iterate. By default it will iterate for those many values inside the names array. Getting it right,
Yes,
Vigra?
yes. Yes, sir.
So earlier old for loop it doesn't know. Old for loop we are not passing marks. The only difference here is, Indra, extended for loop we are directly passing the marks. Okay,
Yes.
we are directly passing the marks. So marks will be under the control of for.
Okay.
For knows everything about marks now because marks ni for ki ichesam manamu. Take
Yes,
care
sir.
of marks anesi.
Mm.
ఓకే ఫర్ మార్క్స్ కి అర్థమైపోతుంది. ఓకే మార్క్స్ లో ఇన్ని వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి, 5 వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఐ నీడ్ టు ఇటరేట్ ఇట్ ఫర్ 5 టైమ్స్. మార్క్స్ లో 10 ఉంటే ఫర్
10.
విల్ నో దట్ ఫర్ హ్యాస్ టు
10
ఇటరేట్ ఇట్ ఫర్
values.
10 టైమ్స్, రైట్? సో
Yes.
ఈచ్ టైమ్ వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇటరేటింగ్ ఐఎమ్ డిక్లేరింగ్ ఏ వేరియబుల్ ఫర్ దట్ వాల్యూ.
Okay.
As simple as that. Each time when it is iterating for individual value, I'm assigning a value which is x.
X.
So if I print x, what happens? For each iteration, it will print the value of x. Okay. So int x. If it is a string, if I let's say let's suppose like let's do this through program. Let's say if I declare it as an string of arrays. So what will happen? For loop,
Sir,
how do I give the extended for loop for string of arrays?
For string.
Okay.
Any variable.
For string
Variable.
var of type
colon marks or names.
Whatever it is, names.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Here
Yes.
the only difference is names we are directly passing it to for loop so that for will understand what the values inside this particular names is there. If you see the earlier for loop, are we by any time passing the marks? No, we are not passing. We are only referring to marks length.
Yes.
We are only referring to marks length. For doesn't know what is marks. We are only saying that it is as it is as equal as for int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Marks equal to, let's say this is an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, let's say, usually if I have to use the old for loop, what do I do in Indra here? Because I'm not passing any max value.
Yeah. I colon marks.
No, that is extended.
Extended, yeah.
If I have to use the old for loop, int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to, here instead of 5, what do I do? What do I give?
Marks.
No.
Marks
dot length.
Marks dot length. Here I am just passing the what is the marks dot length value?
5.
5. You know the array will have this dot length, no?
Yes.
Array, if I say marks dot length, if I say for any array, if I say marks dot length, I will get the number of count of all values, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 I will get. This is as good as the same 5 we are passing here, right?
Yes.
We are just passing the value with that that count value, but we are not passing the marks. But here we are directly passing the marks. Int x of type marks. Here we're directly passing the marks so that for will understand that okay, marks is a array variable which holds 5 values, so it iterates for 5 times. Here the old for it doesn't know. It doesn't know. That is the reason we are saying that marks dot length basically, if I have to tell it very clearly, old for loop will loop based on the index of the array. Index of the array. 0 loop one time, 1 loop second time, 3 loops up time, 4 loops up time. It will based on the index, it will go for a looping. But here, based on the value, content, based on the value, content, it will go for loop. You understood, Indra? Or do you want me to explain it with a live example?
No, understand, sir. But in before example, in extended for loop, I plus plus is there. When will increment occur?
No, that's what. Here we are doing. Here we're initializing, we're checking, we're
I
incrementing.
understand, sir.
But here we're not doing, because for already knows how many values that marks is having. No, see marks. Let me just write a small.
So can you open the previous example? Previous class you explained me.
Okay, I just removed it. Let me just simply. See. Int of marks equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now what I'm doing for int of x, int x of marks. I'll debug the program so that you will understand. Okay.
Okay.
Sys out x. Simple. So now మనం ఇక్కడ మార్క్స్ ని ఫర్ కి ఇచ్చేసామమ్మా. మార్క్స్ అర్రేని ఫర్ కి ఇచ్చేసాం. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఫర్ మార్క్స్ లో ఎన్ని వాల్యూస్ అయితే ఉన్నాయో ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. దానికి తెలుసు మార్క్స్ లో ఏమేమైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటన్నిటికీ ఐటరేట్ అవుతుంది. మనం మళ్ళీ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదు.
బట్ ఇన్ ప్రీవియస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యు గివెన్ ద ఇటరేషన్ సార్. That's why I'm asking, previous example, enter the value name and class number of subjects. For extended for loop, you given the I plus plus.
Maybe where in this example?
Before class examples.
Okay,
I understood this extended for loop, sir.
Okay, we don't need to use the increment. Definitely we don't need to use the maybe for different purpose, or maybe I've done wrong, but we don't need to increment explicitly for extended for loop. Internally for loop will understand based on the values of marks array, it will increment automatically. Increment will happen internally. Okay. Whereas if you use the old for loop, we'll have to explicitly increment it, because old for loop happens by the index of the value.
Yes.
Extended for loop happens by the content of the array.
Okay.
Old for loop based on the index. That is the reason we are declaring a variable I, and we are checking the each value by using the index I equal to 0. By using the array dot length, we are going by looping. We're looping by index value every time, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in extended for loop, it is just by content. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any questions?
Sir,
we don't need to increment it.
Sir,
no.
Yeah. How to give a decrement inside extended for loop, sir?
Which
it will
one?
do in extended for loop. How we can give a decrement operator? Decrement. Can you give some example for the decrement?
You want to do the decrement for extended for loop, huh?
Yes.
Even I haven't done it earlier. Maybe because it doesn't go by index itself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether we will be able to achieve that or not. Maybe you just try it out and let me know. Because as far as I know, a decrement. Let me. Otherwise, you will have to declare one more variable. Int k equal to 0. If 1 second. have not tried it actually. Let's say I'll try it for tomorrow class. Let's see. I don't think so it is possible, because automatically all it does is it just loops one by one. That's it.
Okay.
But if you go for loop, maybe you will be able to decrement. Let's see whether it supports the decrement or not, because I have never done it actually. Decrement.
Okay.
Decrement in extended for loop in Java. Let's try it out. Wait, what is my Java? I guess nobody has given any examples for that.
Sir, because we are not passing any conditions, I think.
Correct. We're not doing any increments.
Any increments or conditions. We are just printing all the array.
Data type of array or collection, it will be incremented. Int of array, they'll all do the increment. I'll try for a possible solution. Who asked this question?
Nageshwari.
Yeah, Nageshwar, I'll try for a possible solution. Usually, as far as I know, there should we cannot do it, as we are not doing any condition checks and all, but I'll get a possible solution for you in next class. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe I'll try to use one more variable here, and we'll have to come by reverse. It will be a lot of programming we need to apply in order to do the reverse. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Then we'll have to reverse the length. What is that? That array is there, no? We'll have to reverse the length, and we'll have to come by there actually. Then that sorting is there, no? Last array we'll have to come by last array. Last array, put it into first one, and then do the increment, decrement. Likewise, there is an alternative, Nageshwari. I don't say, maybe straight away with the extended for loop options are not there, but if you put efforts and if you think, there is a way to come to that. It's a kind of decrement. That is an alternative approach. Okay, not a direct approach. Maybe in alternative approach you can do that. Okay. I'll try to get that program for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
I have a doubt in for loop, extended for loop.
Yeah.
Only in the arrays we can use the extended for loop, or any other ways?
No, going forward, you will see a lot of things you'll be doing it in array, because array is just the beginning. Okay, you have array lists. Now that we are only storing, what is that? Homogeneous variables, like all integers only, all strings only. Tomorrow you're going to say like in a multi-dimensional array, one with string, one with value, one with integer, one with decimal. That is kind of heterogeneous values that you're going to save it in the array list. We'll call it as a list. That topic will be covered in collections. So when you discuss collections, not just like I'm just giving a heads up, don't get confused. Not just arrays. Widely we're going to use array lists. Array list in future. Array lists, maps. There are many more actually. All these come under concept called collections, Java collections. Okay. All these concepts will come under Java collections. Inside these Java collections, we're going to use extended for loop widely, because not every time you will be able to initialize, check the condition, and increment or decrement. Instead of doing all those things, collections which already holds the collections, which meaning already it holds the set of values. When it already holds the set of values, you don't need to again define it, but you don't need to iterate by going through a index. We can directly iterate by taking the values of an array. Okay, if you give directly array, any array or array list to a for loop, it is gonna by default loop it. Okay, Going forward, we're going to see this extended for loop in all these cases. Okay.
Okay.
Majorly in collections, we will see those.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll discuss when the topic of because we are going step by step. Who asked this?
Harshika.
Yeah, Harshika, we're going step by step. We're still here. We're still here. We are just covering single dimensional. We are just covering multi-dimensional. So once we cover this, then probably string handling, and we'll go to OOPS. And there we'll come to collections. When we come to collections, we'll see there are many other available collections. There are many other collections are available in Java. We'll see everything. Okay. There by now, if you understand the extended for loop, right, using a simple array or multi-dimensional array, there if by the time we start discussing about array list, then you will easily start using, then usually understand the wide usability of extended for loop. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Any questions, guys?
So
Sir,
whatever
one
we
more.
give in the,
Yeah.
sorry, one moment. Whatever we initialize, that only the extended for loop will print.
Exactly. Whatever you initialize, extended for loop is gonna. If you don't initialize it, what does it do? By default, there will be a values, right?
0. Yeah, integer will
Zeros.
take a value 0.
It will take by default integer, and then it will start printing default values.
Then what is the use of extended for loop? Whatever we are giving, that one only just printing.
Correct. See, maybe in the basic program learning, we are only seeing the extended system.out.println. In all our future programming cases, printing is not our option. We need to get the value of a particular variable, and then with that variable, we'll perform some actions. Okay. We need a for extended for loop to iterate inside an array, and based on each value, we're going to do some other operations in the near future. Okay. Earlier also, in our earlier programming also, while doing the extended for loop, we can even consider by taking one value from the this one only. What is that, like system only? Okay, we can take it from the system only. We'll also write one more program for that as well. Okay. So basically, just think that for loop, the normal for loop will iterate basis on the index of an array. Extended for loop will be through content of an array. Okay, that's what maybe probably you need to understand as for now. Going forward, as you do the more exercises, you will understand more. Okay. Any more questions? Someone else is asking.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
In scanner class, we have different methods: next int, next double.
Correct.
Yeah. What is the differences between next line and next method?
See, next
line is used for string purpose. Yes.
Correct. Next line is used to take the input as a string.
Yes.
Next int is used to take the input value as an integer value.
Yes.
Okay. That is the reason if you wanted to use that, that is the reason when you wanted to use marks values, we use integer.
Yes.
Okay. When it is if you wanted to take the what is like variables or some string constants, you will use next line.
Yes.
Okay. That is just to defining the data type.
Sir, what is the differences between next line and next?
What is it?
Next line method and next method.
Next line method and next method. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us see. It would be some small difference. Next line is next line, and where did we have this next line?
Yeah.
You wanted to do the next
student name. Yeah.
So if any have such doubts, if you get no, just mouse over to that next. Okay. So it finds and returns the next complete token from this. A complete token is preceded and followed by a input that matches the delimiter pattern. It's a kind of that also will take the string only. May block while waiting for input to scan. This method may block while waiting to waiting for input to scan even if a previous invocation has returned to true. Maybe it will still wait. Let's see. I don't think so there will be any major difference. There isn't no much difference.
But
Okay.
in my yeah
in
my program, first I given the enter the student name.
Okay.
And I given the next line method. Next I enter the number of subjects. I given the next int.
Okay.
And next I given the enter the education.
Okay.
I pass the next line because education is a string.
Okay,
but
you pass the next line, it is a
take
string.
the values. Yeah.
No, I didn't understand. Education? Can you share
I
your
pass
screen? We'll do one thing. We'll connect offline. We'll see that issue.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
maybe
Okay,
after
so,
this.
okay,
Otherwise, this session will go long. We'll not be
okay,
able to cover.
okay,
Yeah, we'll connect.
Yeah,
now.
sure, sir.
Yeah, just
Okay.
ping me after this class. We'll connect and we'll see that issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
One last question, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, in the scanner class, I found one method like radix of.
What is that?
Radix, R-A-D-I-X. Radix.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what does it mean, and
okay. See, basically, what is that radix? Huh? We have something called Java P, Java profiler. So Java dot util dot. And one more thing, guys, you need not know everything of a class file. If you see here, when I click on Java P, Java dot util dot scanner, see how many variables that it is having. These are all the method names of the scanner. Okay. So basically Java P means it's kind of a Java profiler, which will give you the what all the methods inside that particular scanner class. What is that you said? Java?
Radix, R-A-D-I-X.
R-A-D-I-X. Skip. Has next line, has next. This one radix, huh?
Yes, yes.
Maybe this would have been some other function. Maybe it would be used by garbage collection or something. I'll come back to you because I have not used all the methods in my entire lifetime. Maybe one or two, because scanner only will be used while at the time of learning. Okay, not that in the regular programming also you will get input from different areas actually, but while learning usually we'll take the input from command prompt. That is the reason we use the scanner class in order to take the input from the this thing radix. I'll see and I'll let you know. Okay, I'll post it in.
Okay.
Even I never used the radix in my entire career. Okay, probably that would be for some reason. Even if you say if you go like that, you cannot learn complete whatever it is, like java.lang. There will be an java.lang.string. Just for a string you have this many methods. Okay, you have many as for the need, maybe probably we'll try to understand what is this. Just there are some certain things like index of which mostly we'll be using. This hash code we never used for doing any string operations. Sometimes we use compare to, and sometimes we use start with to know the starting variable of a string. So sorry, starting alphabet of the string. So basis on the need, we'll just go and learn few things. Not that every class will have hundreds and hundreds of methods. We need not know each that hundreds of method, but whichever is the most widely used for your programming, that is where we'll concentrate. Okay. Okay. Similarly, if you take any class, you will get like hundreds of methods actually, in which you will only be learning whatever will be the mainly useful to write the programmings and all. Some of the methods will not be for your purpose, developer purpose. It will be for garbage collector in order to clear some values and all. Okay, but for
Okay.
your question, I'll come back. What does this radix will do? I'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Should we go forward?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
sure. So as we discussed, like a single dimension array. So we'll see now what is an multi-dimensional array. So single dimension array is an array, a variable which holds multiple values, right?
Yes.
That
Yes.
is single
Yes.
dimensional array. Two-dimensional array,
It consists of rows and columns.
It holds two values.
array which contains other array. Okay, let me just explain you. So let's say earlier we have only seen of array. Here now in of two-dimensional array equal to new int of 5 and 4. Guys, please mute yourself. So here basically this will be treated as rows. This will be treated as columns. So first I'll explain in a single way. Let's say like int of 5. So let's say first let's take the single dimension array equal to new int of 5. So how do you represent this? Like this, you're going to represent an array, single dimension array. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. This index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is clear, right? Clear, guys? Single dimension array.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
let us say now in and as put it simple, an array containing one more array. Let's say here the only difference is I got one more array and I'm saying it is of 4. It is of 4 values. So basically I'm defining it like this. This becomes n of 0, n of 1, n of 2. Likewise, we have till n of 5. So when it comes to multi-dimension, inside n of 0, again there will be 4 values. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Understood? So and now if I wanted to get this particular value, I need to give n of 0 of 1. To get this value, it is still part of n of 0 only. See, n of 0 of 2, n of 0 of 3, and then it closes here. If I wanted to take values from this particular block, here let's say 8, 9, 10, 11. If I have to take it, n of 1 of 0, sorry, n of 1 of 1, n of 1 of 2. Okay, likewise we'll have to get the values. That meaning that an array inside an array, which is two-dimensional array. Okay, let's take a small, I know you guys are confused. Let's take a small example. Let's take a small example. I'm gonna take I'm going to take int 2 dimensions, sorry, not inside an array, int n equal to new int of, let's say, int of 5, okay, and then 4, 5 and then 4. So I'll have 5 arrays, and each 5 arrays, each value again contains one more array which is of 4 value. So let's say if I just define like system.out.println sysout size of n, size of n, let's say size of n plus I. No, let's say first we'll display the size of array, size of array equal to n dot length. So what would be the output, guys? Any answers? If I say size of an array, what is the output?
20.
20. Any other answers?
4.
Okay, 4. Any other? It is 5 only. It is as good as, you know, it is the integer, it will be like int k equal to new int of 5. It is as good as this one only. What I'm trying to say here is the array size is 5 only. Inside each value of this array, again it stores one more array values, which is of 5, which is of 4. Now let's say if I say like the same one, I'm gonna print it as size of a subarray, size of a subarray, n of 0 dot length. Now what will be the output?
4.
4. The main array, it is still 5 only, because that is the reason I'm considering it like this. Okay, so now let me just draw it for you. Now it will be easily understood for you. So when I say multi-dimensional array, it will store it like this: 5 rows, 5 rows, n of 0, n of 1, n of 2, n of 3, n of 4. Okay, now let's say what is the length of n of 0? 4, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 values now. Here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how it will be represented, guys. Now let's say it all together will come in a tabular format. This one. This one. Now if you see n of 0, 1, what do we have? 1,
1,
2, 3,
3,
4.
4.
Okay. Similarly, if I want to get the value of 7, what is it?
N of 1,
N of 1,
3.
3.
N of 1,
1, 3.
not comma 3.
Box. Yeah.
That is also an array, right? That is also an array. So similarly, what if I want to get the value of 6 here?
N of 1, 2. And N of 3, 4.
N of 3, 4. Okay.
Yes.
Understood, guys? What is two-dimensional array? Okay. Now, usually you will have an array, N of 0 pay. There will be a one more array. Okay. Basically, multi-dimensional array is an array. An array contains another arrays called as multi-dimensional arrays. 1 second. Let the board open. An array contains other arrays called as multi-dimensional arrays. Okay. An arrays contains other arrays known as multi-dimensional arrays. So like not only this, we can define it like in many ways also, as we have the earlier. Let's say this is an integer n equal to let's say here I have values like 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's not get into this. Like this will be like again, I'll explain this in when I'm talking about the jagged arrays. Okay, now let's do small programming. Then that will be quicker thing that we can do, as we already take int 5 of 4. Okay, now we have taken the length. We displayed the length. Let's remove the single dimensional array. Let's only discuss about multi-dimensional array. Now let's say I wanted to print each value of an array, each inside length of an array. Let's say for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length I plus plus. Okay, sys out. So the size of an array, here we display the size of n of I, n plus I plus equal to plus n of I dot length, n of I dot length. On that. Why is it showing the error here? But it's okay. One more brace is required. Everywhere, anytime, like if you wanted to organize it, just right click here. If you wanted to organize the coding, right click here, refactor. Sorry, and there is source, correct indentations. One more thing, I guess, source format. So if you format, it will set the entire page in the right format. So whenever you start finishing, you are done with the coding, just do the format so that the code will be in a good readable format just by using that particular command. So what does it print now? Can someone tell me?
Length of the subarrays.
Length of the subarrays. See, the size of the array is still 5. This only, because I have still number of rows which will be which I will be having is 5 only. But each row again will consist of another array. So if I take it here, number of our rows is still this one only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, this itself is an one more array. This itself is an one more array. In that array, again, it will be having 1, 2, 3, 4. Understood, guys?
Yes.
Confusion still? That is the reason I said an array contains another array. An array which contains another array. Okay? So basically, this is an array, which is n of, here when we say n of 5 and 4, int of 5 and 4, this is an array which is pointing to this one, which holds 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Agree, guys?
Yes.
When I say 5, this is the array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I again say 4, just by default blindly refer it as a column. Again, n of 0 again has one more. Then we'll come to columns 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontally. Okay. Now this will become one more array. This will become one more array. This is one more array. This is one more array. And this is one more array, which naming as multi-dimensional array. Any questions? Still confused, huh? Anybody want me to repeat this concept?
Can you give some other examples, sir?
Okay.
In Eclipse. Yeah.
In Eclipse, huh?
Yeah.
Or do you want to change the data type, or so let's say I'll just print everything. Okay. Now let's say, as I said, what is, sir, first tell me what is the n length? N length is this one only, right? Whatever the
Yes.
variable
Five.
is there, 5, that is the
5.
length only. So what I do, I'll do the for one more for I'll do. Someone tell me what this will become. Int x, extended for loop I'm using. Int
Okay.
x of n of I. Sorry. Sys out. One second, guys. Okay. Sys out x plus slash t. Or I'll do one thing. As I already said, right click, go to source, format. Okay. Now what does it do? See, I'm now in this example I said, right, rows and columns. For the top, for the rows, maybe this is not at all clear for you. Let me just rewrite. Now our array will be like this, guys. What is my length of an n? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. So this is at 0 position, first position, 2 position, 3 position, 4 position. Earlier, this is maybe in a single dimension. In a single dimension, it will be something like this. One may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone understood the single dimension, right?
Yes.
Usually in a single dimension, it will be represented right like this, right? N of 0 holds a value which is 1. N of 1 holds value which is 2. N of 2 holds value 3. 3 holds 4. 4 holds 5. Clear, guys? Here
Yes.
it is clear, right? Straightforward.
Yes.
Which is an array. A variable contains an value, multiple values, which is array. Okay. Now what I am saying is here inside of N of 0 page there is one more array. Okay. I'm just simply saying that this instead of one value, I'm holding one more array. Wait, my mouse is not responding properly. Just hold on, guys. Okay, so what I'm saying here is my each value holds one more array. Simple. Now again 2, 3, 4. Here is simple. N of 5. N of 5. This is straightforward, which is a single dimensional array. In N of 5, I'm having 5 values, each 5 individual values. A variable contains multiple values, which is an array. By default, it is a single dimension array. This is clear. Now what I'm saying here, 0, 1. Again, it is same. It holds the same values, guys. Same values. But just the only difference is this N of 5 again contains one more array of 4. This N of 5 again contains one more array of 4, which is multi-dimensional one. So when I said N of 5, usually the up till here you guys are okay, right? N of 5 is this one only, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm saying that N of 5 again has one more array of 4, meaning that 1, 2, 3. Here again N of 0 will have again 4. N of 1 will have again 4. N of 2 will have again 4. N of 3 will have 4. And N of 4 will have 4. 1. Again, I may have as many values like I want here. Now you understood?
Yes. It's now
Okay.
clear.
Is it clear now? N of 5 అనేది మామూలు ఒక అర్రేనే. ఓకే, బట్ మనం అడిషనల్ గా ఇంకొక అర్రే ట్యాగ్ చేస్తున్నాం N of 5 కి. ట్యాగ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈచ్ వాల్యూకి మళ్ళీ అర్రే ట్యాగ్ చేస్తున్నాం మనం. 0 విల్ బికమ్ వన్ మోర్ అర్రే, 1 విల్ బికమ్ ఎర్లియర్ దిస్ ఆల్ టుగెదర్ ఇస్ అన్ అర్రే కదా, సింగిల్ డైమెన్షన్. దిస్ ఆల్ టుగెదర్ ఇస్ అన్ అర్రే కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈచ్ వాల్యూ ఇన్సైడ్ దట్ విల్ బికమ్ వన్ మోర్ అర్రే. ఓకే, ఇదంతా ఒక్కొక్క అర్రే. That is why I said an array contains other array called as multi-dimensional array. We'll come back to the program. ఇక్కడ ఏం ప్రింట్ చేస్తాం మనం? రైట్ నౌ I haven't given anything కదా, అందుకే అది మొత్తం అన్ని జీరోస్ అన్ని ప్రింట్ చేసింది. ఓకే,
Which means integer will take a default value as 0.
integer will take default value. Someone asked this question, right? If I don't pass here, it did not pass anything. By default, it is taken 0.
Okay.
Okay, or we'll see it like this.
What is the first position of the sub array? That one also starts with 0.
That one also starts with 0.
So n of 0 is position 1 is 1.
Correct. N of 0 is position 1 is 1.
Okay.
Let's do it like this. For int I equal to 0, I less than n of length. If I say instead of I system.out.println, instead of x we say n of I of x. Again the same value, but it is just printing in the next one line. One second. Here, let's print it like this. Value of sub arrays. Value of sub arrays. N of plus I plus plus J. Not J. Here it is X. X plus I need to close it. Plus. Now it will print one by one everything. Now see, now let's add some values so that you guys will understand. Let's take the values directly from the scanner instead of directly giving. So while you give the 3, let's take only 3 rows of 2 columns. 3 rows of 2 columns. Okay. For I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. Okay. Before that, let me say scanner. Scanner obj equal to new scanner system dot in. Okay. Now we are saying that I equal to 0, I less than now we need to take it for 6. We need to take all the values for 6. 3 into 2. 6 times we need to take inputs for every value. Now here again for j equal to 0, j equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Okay. Sys out, enter value. Now what will I take? N of I, n of j equal to obj dot next int. into j equal to 0, j less than 2. Totally, I'm taking 6 values, each 2. Okay, now you should be able to print now. Okay, if I run it now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. What does that happen? Array index out of bound exception 3. What is the error here? I'm iterating it for, if it is like 3 into 2, 6. 6 times I need to take now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They equal to 0. Comma 0. Option dot next length. It will say that I equal to 0. It is 1. Three into 2, 6. We need to take it for 6 times. 0, j less than. Build it for 0, 1, and then it will come out. So 0, 1, it takes. And dot length. And dot length. Size of the array equal to 3. Length minus 1. Index out of bound 3. I less than or equal to, let's say here. One dot length only. I plus plus and int x. Again, it's saying in I equal to 0, I less than. Let's say here we'll take. Let's simply we'll take 6. And j less than 2 plus j. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. It is 0, 1 is 3. Huh? N of 0, enter the value of something. We have taken the 6 values now. The size of an array is 3. Now we're simply printing again for I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, n dot I less than n dot length, I plus plus. Okay. Now again similarly integer equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. It should work now. Why is it saying 3, 4, 5? Okay, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now it worked. Yeah, yes, now you're seeing right. Now we have taken a 2-dimensional array which is of n 3, 2. That is the reason we're displaying it here. Okay, the size of an array is 3. So I'm why I'm given here is like n dot length, like 3 times I'll have to loop. The first iteration will be 3, and then the second iteration it will be for each value I need to take the 2 values. That means I need to take input for 3 into 2, 6 times. So that is the reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the for loop has been iterated. So each value I have taken 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 I have taken. Now if you see here, what is this array of the matrix? 3 into 2, right? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
0, when I say 3 into 2, 0, 1, 2, 3 rows, and it will have 2 columns.
Columns.
So 0 of 0 is 3, 3. 0 of 1 is 4. Again 0 of that's it, 2 columns only. Okay, 0 of n of 0 is 3, n of 0 of 1 is 4. Now n of 1 will start, n of 1 5. So to put it like this, it will be like this. So I have 3 rows, 1, 2. So 0, 1, 2. And then, as I said, what is this value? Is like 3 of 2. Okay. So when I said 3, now I'm taking values for this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. N of 0 of 0. N of sorry, n of 0 of 1. So it is like when it's n of 0 equal to 3. N of 0, 1 equal to 4. That is how we got it. Now you're seeing it, right?
Yes.
Any questions on multidimensional? It's simply like an array which will contain inside an array. Basically, whatever the value inside an array, that value will again have one more array that we treat it as in columns. Okay. Hello. Any confusions? Do you still want me to repeat it?
Sir, can you explain the program? How
Okay.
iterates?
Okay. See here, I have defined it as in 3 rows and 2 columns, right?
Yes.
So what will be the size of an n?
3.
3 only, right?
Yes.
So the size of an n is always 3 only, because the rows will be considered as the
3.
size of the n, 3.
N.
That is what it has printed it. Now I'm looping it for the first time for n dot length. 3 times I'm looping now. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is n dot length means 3. 3 times I'm looping. Now it is 2. Inside 3, I need to get loop for 2 times, right? To get the values. So totally how many times I need to loop to get the input?
6.
6 times. 6 times. 3 into 6. So 3 times for the outer loop.
Outer loop.
2 times each for the inner loop.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
You got it right. So for the first time, outer loop loops, that 3 is there, right? 3 becomes 1. So let me just put a breakpoint. Stop it. Debug it. So now n becomes, what is that I value? Is 0 now.
0.
Okay. 0. Now
done.
it went inside. Now it went inside.
Yes.
F6. J equal to 0 now. Enter the value it is asking. Okay. Now I'll enter the value as 2. Okay. It took the 2. One sec. What has happened? It is not going. Let me just debug it. F6 system, enter the value 3. I'll check this. Why is it debugging is not working while taking it from the input? But I'll just explain it by this one only. So first it will comes into first loop. N is n value is like 3. Outer loop will loop for 3 times, and inner loop, as I'm saying, 2 again. So inside this particular when this is the 2, this is the 2 values. So for 0, this is for loop which is executing outer side. For 0, I need to take 2 values, right? 3, 4. So that is the reason it takes 3, 1, and then 4. Now where is the for loop now? Tell me. This is completed, right? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
So this is completed, right? J is completed. Now again it goes to the outer loop.
Outer loop. Yes.
The length is 3. So now I becomes 1. I less than 3, right?
Yes.
So again it comes to the inner loop again.
Yes.
This is still valid. It comes to inner loop. For n of 0, it is completed now. N of 0, it is completed. N of 0, we take 2 values.
2 values.
Now n of 1, again it is asking for 2 values.
Yes.
I need to take it, right? Because my array is 3 into 2 matrix. My array is 3 into 2 matrix. 3 rows, 2 columns. First row, 2 columns we have already taken for the inside for loop. So again, it is saying like, now enter a value. Now 5, 6, done.
Yeah.
J is done now. Again, it come back. Now I
Output.
becomes
2.
2. 2 less than 3, which is
Yes.
valid. Okay.
Yep.
Now again it enters in the inside loop for n of for n of 2. Again, there is an again subarray, right? Which is of 2. For each individual 0, this 2 will refer 1, 2, 2, again 2. That is the reason again inside one more for loop, we are again looping 2 times every time.
Yes.
2 times every time. Again, now I need to give 7, 8. With that, it will complete. Now it says 0 na 0, it will have 3, 0, 1, it will have 4, 1, 0, it will have 5, 1, 1, 6. Similarly, we have this output. Okay, if you see here, 0, 0, 3, 0, 1, 4, 1, 0, 5, 1, 1, 6. You understood now?
Yes, sir.
That's how it loops.
Can you back to go the clock?
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of for int I equals to 0, I less than n dot length?
Because I need to, what is the, see, this is my,
that's not, sir. 37th line, 37th.
I'm again reprinting it.
Okay.
Whatever values I got it here from the input,
Okay.
from the scanner, I'm looping that array and I'm just reprinting it here.
Okay, can you explain this 37th line, 37 to 41 line?
Okay, now I got the values.
Yes.
Now I got the complete values. Now I have inputted everything. Okay. Now say, let's say now I'll instead of loop, I'll print it first and then you will understand.
Okay.
So value of subarrays, I don't need all this. Okay, value of subarrays. I'm not looping it here, right? Let's remove everything then. Let's directly say n of 0 of array 1. Zero, sorry, it is 0 and that is also 0, right? It is going by index.
Yes, yes.
It is again 0, 0.
Yes.
0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
So what will be the output here?
3.
The output is 3.
Yes.
0 of 1.
Yes.
Here the output is
4.
4. Still we are in the first row only. First row, 2 columns.
2 columns. Yes.
Out of these 3, first row, 2 columns is finished.
Yes.
And now I'm going into second row.
N of 1.
Here, n of 1 of 0, n of 1 of 1. So first row, 2 columns, 0, 1.
Yes.
Completed.
Yes. Yes.
Now, again, come down.
N of 2.
Yeah. N of, not 0, guys. Why 0?
0, 1, 2.
0, 2. 2
0.
of 0, which is right. 2 of 0, which is right. And 2 of 1.
1.
Which will be the last element.
Yes.
So 2 of 0, which is right. Now here we'll let us update. Now let's run this without for loop and with for loop. Then you'll be able to understand. 1, which is 1. Up till here it is clear, right? Everybody?
Yes.
Multi-dimensional array. So I'm not using any for loop here to avoid any confusion. No for loops. Simple matrix, which will be 3 by 2 matrix. 3 rows, 2 columns. Just remember it like this. 3 rows, 2 columns. Okay. Now if I run it, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Now it automatically it is showing, see, n of 0 of 0.
Yes.
I took 1. N of 0 of 1. Sorry, this is 1. Okay. By mistakenly, I heard n of 0 of 1. The value is 2. So basically what I am doing here, like I basically, as this is 3 by 2 matrix, I know that I need to get value for 6 times. 3 rows, 2 columns, each column 2 values, each column 2 values. First column 2 values, second column 2 values, third column 3 column. What is the summation of this? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 times I'm looping. Sorry, not 6 times. 6 times I'm taking the value.
Yes.
So first thing is, for 0, take 2 times value.
Yes.
At 0th position, take 2 columns value. At first position, take 2 times value. At third position, take 2 times value. So this is I. 2 times taking is nothing but J loop. Understood? Each row we are mapped with I, taking with J. That is how we got this one. So similarly, let's remove this. Why I'm doing for loop for I? N dot length, 3 rows.
Yes.
3 rows. I mean to say, my for loop has to, for rows ke liye, loop has to iterate it for 3 times. This is clear, right?
Yes.
First, I need to iterate it for 3 times. 1, 2, sorry. First row, second row, third row. So for loop is iterating for 3 times. And then for each row, again, I need to iterate it for 2 times, which is columns. Okay, agreeable? Agreed?
Yes. Yes, sir.
That is the reason J, again, I'm looping it for 2 times. Okay. Here, instead of 2, I can say n of I dot length. Will I get the same answer now? Same response?
Yes.
Why? What does it does?
N of I length is 2.
N of I is, what is that? For the first loop, N of I is, what is the value? Guys, again, don't get confused. Please mute yourself. This is small kind of confusion only, guys. But just put some concentration. This is easy. Okay. You all agree this is N of 0?
Yes.
This row?
Yes. N of,
N of 1?
Yes.
N of
2.
2. So everybody agrees here?
Yes.
If I wanted to, sorry, yes. 3 by 3 I have given matrix. It should be 3 by 2, right?
Yes.
That's it. This is N of 3 by 2. N of 0 is 1. N of 1. N of 2. Okay, here up till here it is clear, right? In order to get this particular value, again, this I'm iterating with I. I should iterate for 3 times. Now I came here. Now I'm iterating for the first time. N of 0 I came. What should N of 0 contains? 2 values, right?
Yes.
So it should iterate for 2 times. That is why I have one more for loop, which is J. I'm iterating it for 2 times. Now, when I said N of 0 dot length, it is 2. This particular array having 2 values, 1, 2. Clear? So
Yes.
N of, to get into this value, N of 0, 0 column. N of 0th row,
0.
one column. Correct?
Yes.
Again, now I'll come here. Now, okay, 1, 2 I have taken. Now again, I'll come to n of 1, which is second row. Second time I'm iterating. Okay. Now n of 1, what is the length of n of 1?
2.
What is my length of n of 1? Do you all agree n of 1 is an array?
Yes.
Why? Why n of 1 is an array? In that way, n of 0 also is an array.
Yeah.
Why n of 0 and n of 1, n of 2 is an
It
array?
holds the multiple values.
Exactly, guys. There you are. N of 0 holding multiple values. N of 1 again holding multiple values. N of 2 again holding one
SDLC.
now. When I say it holds multiple value, what does this n of 0 becomes an array? Correct?
Yes.
An array will have length. What is the length here for n of 0? 2.
2.
I want it from everybody, guys. What is the length for n of 2?
2.
2.
2, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5, 6. That is the reason I'm doing for J one more line. Now
N
if I
of
just
J dot length.
n of I becomes 0 here. 0 dot length is 2. So I'll say 5, 6, 7. Now I will say 33, 44, 55. Clear now? 0,
Yes.
0 is 5. 0, 1, 0, first row. Second row. Last row. Still confused?
One last question, Chandu sir. Actually,
Yeah.
can you say the difference in the last line, the 37 and 39? No. Can you say the difference between n dot length and n of I dot length?
Okay. N dot length is rows, ma. What is n
Okay.
here? Multi-dimensional array.
Yes.
So I'll put it this way. What is n here? A multi-dimensional array which contains two different types of arrays, right? So by
Yes.
default, when you say n dot length, it takes 3.
Okay.
Okay, n dot length is 3 rows. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, when it comes to line number 39, which loop it is? Right now it is looping n of I, right? I only I'm looping it, right?
Yes.
Let's see. So here n dot length is length. What is the n dot length, ma?
3.
3, meaning 3 rows. Correct?
Yes.
Clear here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now how many times this loop will do? N dot
3
length is
times.
3, right? 3 times it will loop. Till here
Yes.
you are clear, right? So the
Yes.
loop is going to do it for 3 times. Loop is for 3 times. What is the first loop, ma?
First time, what does it do?
N of
What is my
0.
first loop? N of
N
0.
of 0.
Everybody agree?
0,
N of 0 is my
0
first
of
loop.
0.
Yes.
Not 0 of 0. N of 0 is my first loop. I'm still in I only.
Okay.
I didn't came to N yet.
Okay.
I didn't came to J yet. I'm still in I only. So when the first loop happens, it is N of 0. Correct?
Okay.
So here it is N of 0. We are here at N of 0. Here N of 0. Is N of, what is the N of 0, ma? N of 0 is again an array, right?
Yes.
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 Do you all agree? Because N of 0 is
Yes.
again having two
Two
values here.
values.
Where
Yes.
is the two values coming from? Can you show me, can you tell me the line? Where is the N of 0 two values coming from?
30,
J.
31.
What?
Well,
Line
31,
number
this is
30.
scanner. Where are we initializing? Where were we defining?
20. 26.
26.
No, 21.
21, 2. 3 rows. Each row will have 2 columns. 3 rows. Each row will have 2 columns. ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైంది కదమ్మా? You understood it, right? 3 rows. Each row will have 2 columns. Now, in these 2 columns, that is the reason I am taking n of 0 dot length. N of 0 dot length meaning how
N
many?
of 0, 0.
Length.
Of 0.
I'm saying length. I'm talking about the entire this one. This is n of 0.
Okay.
This is n of 1. This is n of 2. So what is the length of n of 0?
2.
1, 2. Sorry, 2.
Why 2?
It holds the 2 values, n of 0.
2 values. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Agree? N of 0 again is an array. N is a multi-dimensional array, ma. N is a multi-dimensional array. Okay? Which have
Okay.
3 rows. Okay? And 2 columns. So when
Okay.
I say this is an N is a multi-dimensional array. So when I say N of 0, again it is an array, which consider this as one array, individual array. This as one more array. This as one more array. This as one more array, which all together comes to multi-dimensional array. ఇప్పుడు మీకు సింపుల్ గా చూడాలంటే ఇది I 3 times repeat అవుతుంది. You all agree, right? N of 0,
Yes.
N of 1, N of 2. N of 0, how many times it has to iterate?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. 2
Two
times.
2 times. Then what will become n of I dot length?
2.
2. So now 2 times we are printing here now. For
Okay.
0, 1. Again loop will go to top. Now n become 1.
1.
N of 1 again is an array.
Yes.
Why? Because we define 2 columns.
Containing
For
2.
each row we define 2 columns. Okay. Again loop for 2 times. Now see n of 0 dot length is 2. What will become n of 1 dot length?
2.
2. N of 2 dot length?
2.
2.
Ante. That's it. Then you derive to multi-dimensional array, right? Simple. Now this all together put together becomes
Rows and columns.
rows and columns. Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 33, 44, 55. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
This is n of 0, n
N
of
of
1,
N of
N of 2.
2. This is n of 0 of, let's say this is 2 columns, right? Now,
Yes.
now tell me n of 1 of 0. What is the value?
7.
7.
7.
Yeah, you guys are getting it. N of, sorry, this is 2, right? 2 of 1,
44.
44.
2 of 1.
No, it won't go.
55.
Is it
55.
It won't exceed.
Why? Why it won't take? 0,
Here, now
1,
0,
2.
2 times.
Sorry, this is not
2.
0. This is 2.
Okay.
55.
Okay, my
is
bad.
55?
So n of 2 of 0, 2 of 0 is
Now,
44.
yeah, now
54.
55, correct.
Okay, 2 of, don't go by this. Sometimes I make some mistakes by writing and all, okay?
Okay.
2 row to column 0. That's how you need to remember. When I say I of j, this is for rows, this is for columns.
Columns.
Now you understood? Now I
Yes.
want you, now I have used it for integer, right? Now I want everyone to write it for string or
Okay.
char. Same example. Don't go beyond this. Do not go beyond this. Same example. Do it for. Okay. Do it for. I'm gonna take. Someone take the printout, screenshot.
Yes, sir.
So I'll also put this in chat. Where is this chat window? I pasted it in the chat window also. Take the print out. What do you do for tomorrow? Instead of integer, you do it for char
Just
or string.
string.
There is one more concept called a jagged array. Like if you understand the multi-dimensional jagged array is easy. Jagged array is very, very much easy. Now, jagged array is subarray with different length. Subarray with different length. Now here what I'm doing, I'm saying int multi-dimensional, how many brackets will come? 2, right?
Yes.
Brackets. One for rows,
Two,
one for
yeah.
columns. Okay.
One for rows, columns, yeah.
New int of, I defined rows, but I have not defined columns. Now what will happen is n of 0 equal to new int of 4. Earlier here we have given 2, right? So
Yes.
each column will have 2 only. But see what is happening here? N of 1 is becoming new int of 2. Again, n of 2 equal to new int of 3. This is jagged. So someone try this now. It is 3 rows. Everybody will agree is of 3 rows only. The length of n is 3 only. Why? Because here I have given 3. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the reason I have stopped with 0, 1, 2. N of 0, n of 1, n of 2. The problem here is earlier we have defined the length of the column as 2 earlier, right? In multidimensional array. But in jagged array, the problem here is, 1, 2, 3. Here 2. Here 3. When I say here 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 values. When I say here 2, 0, 1. When I say here 3, 0, 1, 2. This is the only difference. Okay. When it is in multidimensional array, if I say 3, 2 here, 3, 2 here, all the columns will be fixed. It will be like this. Okay. 0, 1, 2. Each will have 2 columns. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. N of 0, 0 is this value. N of 0, 1 is this value. N of 1, 0 is whatever it is here. N of 1, 1 is whatever it is here. 1, 0 is this one. 1, 1 is this one. This is, what do you say? Multi-dimensional array, 2-dimensional array. Okay. There is a jagged array. Columns will vary. Columns,
Okay.
instead of 2, it will become 3. For one row, it will become 5. For one row, it will become 6. Depends. That depends. Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
Guys, questions? Shall we stop it here or should we continue for another topics? It's already exhausted now for you. So this is just arrays. What is the definition of array, guys? We'll stop it here.
It holds a multiple value.
It holds multiple
values.
values to a single variable.
Containing multiple values.
Containing multiple values in a single value. What is 2-dimensional array?
Contains
Array of
array in
arrays.
another
Array
array.
inside an array.
Exactly. Array inside
Contains other.
an array. What is jagged array? Again, my mouse problem. Hold on. Jagged array is also same. An array which will have inside an array only, but different columns. Okay. Columns are not predefined. Okay. Jagged array. Same functionality. Columns are not predefined. Predefined. Just try one example with jagged array, guys, so that you'll if you work on jagged arrays, you will understand whole concept. For you now, the exercise will be 2. Multi-dimensional array with strings. Okay. Jagged array example. You guys will do?
Yes.
Just try it. Just try it. As long as you try it, you get in output. If you don't try it, if you just without trying, you will not learn anything. Just try it. Whether you learn or not, you put your efforts. Obviously, you will reach to output. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. And in our next class, the topics that we are going to cover is functions and string handlings. Do you remember, guys? I was always postponing this concept called strings.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we discussed integer, we discussed decimal, we discussed float, multiple data types we discussed, but I always ignored the string. Correct?
Yes.
These strings is not a small concept. All our rest of the programming will depends upon the strings only. Every day we'll use strings because strings comes with very big concepts. So that is the reason I'm not combined it with the data types. Strings will have different types of strings handling. We're gonna see. We need entire 2 classes for handling these 2, strings and Javas. So we discussed. Now you have all these things coming to single thing, which is a variable, right? End of the day, whatever we write, that is on depending on the variable only, right? Variable, we're defining data type. One type we are defining, sometimes we're defining it as an integer, and then with character, and then with the string. Then we are doing the typecasting. This variable we're operating with some other variable. What do we call it? Data operations, right?
Yes.
Guys, I'll close the session in another 2 to 3 minutes. Just answer me. Okay, I know you guys are already exhausted. Okay, what my center point is, my central you guys to think upon is everything is depending upon this variable only, right?
Yes.
So this variable we're declaring it as an array. Array we're getting into single dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. Basis on this variable only we're going to for loop. This variable we're defining the data types, and then we're converting one data type into another data type, which is becoming explicit data type, data conversion, implicit data conversions, and with the help of another variable we're doing the operations. So all these concepts are basis on the variable. That is one variable. Okay, the next important thing is function, guys. The next after variable, the most important thing is functions, methods, writing methods. Okay, that is the thing we're going to discuss. The most important thing is let's forget about strings. String anyways is part of variable only. One is variable. Till now we are discussing only on this variable only, guys. How to define variables, what kind of operations that you will do with the variables, what kind of data you store inside a variable, what kind of different loops we can do, conditions we can do on top, apply on top of variable. This is the only concept till now we are discussing, right? Agree? Everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Now there is one more, another big concept called function. We'll also call it as a method. We'll also call it some programming, they will also call as a method. Okay, this we're going to discuss by combining a variable and function is called a class. CLASS. All this time we're always saying that what is a class, right? Switch class. There is one more thing. Everything we'll write it under a class. What is this class? This class is nothing but combination of very different variables, different functions, nothing but a class. You're getting it, guys?
Yes.
This class is nothing but by combination of writing various functions, by combination of writing various variables, combining together is a class. From then we are going to slowly going to concepts of oops. Okay. we're slowly getting into concepts of oops. This is the most critical part in Java programming. We're slowly getting there. We covered all the topics related to variable. We covered all the topics related to variable, and we're going to cover all the topics related to functions. Then we'll get into class. Finally, we'll reach variables. Sorry, finally we reach oops. We define the concepts of oops. Understood now? Where we are heading to? Please keep in mind, this is our future roadmap. Once we get complete knowledge on oops, we are a perfect Java developers. If you learn oops, believe me, you will learn any language, any programming language, be it C#, be it any other programming language. For any other programming language, the basics is oops, guys. Okay. If you completely understood the oops, tomorrow it's just not Java. You can just go ahead and learn Python. You can just go ahead and learn C#. Because the basics, if you understand it here, it's just that the syntax change. It's just the syntax change. Today in Java, you will declare a variable in a specific syntax. Tomorrow in C#, you will declare a variable in another syntax. That's it. The core concept is same. Okay. The core concept is same. Probably you might see one or two differences when comparing with the another languages, but learning oops will make you will make you stronger enough to understand any other languages. Okay. Sure, guys. I have intentionally taken this much time in the array concepts because array is very vast. Tomorrow we're gonna use the array list also, because there is like tails with this arrays concept. So we'll see a lot of different types of arrays in while we are discussing about collections. When we come to collections, it all depends on arrays only. So that is the reason we stretched so much on this arrays today. And tomorrow usually do we have classes on Sunday? No, right?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Are we having classes on Sundays earlier?
No.
No.
If you say yes, then I ask, then say no. And
No,
sure,
no.
then no, right? Then okay, then probably I might be on leave because I'm traveling next week. I'll see who will take. I'll ask Chris like if someone else can take this session, or we can have those sessions leaves or something. I'll check with Chris and I'll come back. Okay. I'll be on
Okay.
travel, guys. Next Monday to Thursday, I'll be on travel. I'll not be able to take up these sessions, but I'll definitely discuss with Chris. Just wait for an update from the Chris. Okay, don't assume that classes will not be there. Just wait for an update from Chris. Okay, sure, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of the day and keep practicing. Two things I have given: multi-dimensional array with strings, jagged array with any data type. Okay.
Okay.
Jagged array, I know it is a bit tough. If your guys were not able to achieve the jagged array, we will see the example on our upcoming class. Okay.
Okay.
See you soon.
Yes.
Pina, you can stop the recording, Pina.
Okay, Anna.
Sure, sure. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you.